Everyone, welcome back to another lesson in preparation for our hike. This one's really important because it's about the food that we take and how we can look after ourselves on the hike as well as carrying the food. Three things we need to remember. It's the size of the food. Remember, we've got to put it all in our pack and carry it. The second principle is the weight of the food. Remember, we've got our tent, we've got our sleeping bag, we've got all our clothes, etc. that we have to carry, and we've got to try and minimize that weight on our body. And the third most important principle is the nutrition. We are burning a lot of energy throughout the hike and we need to make sure that we are refueling our bodies. May I emphasize that going on a hike is never the time to go on a diet. It is actually very, very dangerous. We need to be eating a lot and regularly throughout our hike. I've got a selection of food that I use regularly on the trips that I make, and hopefully it'll help guide you when you make your purchases for your hike. So let's start. I did mention that the water is always important, and you can use water to cook many things. Don't carry lots of food with lots of water in it. We can add that when we can get to the campsite. Hopefully you will have seen the lesson on the Trangia, so we do need to carry our methylated spirits, and with the Trangia this is where we cook all our food, and there's another lesson for that. Make sure you've got some cleaning equipment that you clean away from the water source. We don't want to be polluting the water source. You can get some water, clean away from the water source. Very important to keep your cooking equipment clean, because throughout the day bacteria can get and fester on the on food scraps left in there, even small ones, and suddenly you've got a bout of gastro going through the whole camp. So keep your equipment clean. I always carry my food in little snap lock bags, either that size or that size. Try and minimise the amount of packaging around the food, and that keeps it fresh and safe. And also these can be used for garbage bags. Let's think about breakfast. You can just bring a bag of muesli and put some muesli in a cup, but I always use just a selection of muesli bars. Have a look at the nutritional value on the back. Try and work out how much energy your body needs throughout the day, and 2 or 3 of these in the morning is certainly more than enough. Breakfast is covered, so lunch, I often take just sort of biscuits like Ryvitas or Vita-Weats, and on top of them I just often carry some cheese. Cheese very high in nutrition, and it'll fuel your body as you go, and lots of good carbohydrates in the biscuits as well. And you can get little packs like that as well. Try and get biscuits that don't crumble too much. Sometimes you can maybe take a bit of tuna that can be used, or some sardines. They can be used on the biscuits, or can also be you can stir it into some pasta and make a nice pasta at the end of the day. For dinner, there's heaps of things that you can have. You can always put a whole lot of pasta in a bag, and you boil that up in your Trangia at the end of the day. Again, very rich in carbohydrates, lots of nutrition for you there. But it can be bland, of course, so you can always take, maybe not this size, but a smaller size one, pasta sauce that you just mix into your pasta and enjoy a nice warm pasta at the end of the day. Other options are you can just put some tomato sauce in it as well. You can carry small goods. This is some chorizo. Cabana is an excellent one because that doesn't go off because it's a small good. And slicing that up and putting that in the pasta also makes a really nice meal. These continental meals are excellent. Most of them require just water. If it does require some milk, take some powdered milk and put the powdered milk in with the water, and they come up very quickly. Remembering all packaging must be carried out at the end of the hike. That's an absolute principle that we have. One that's also useful here, and this could feed 3 if not 4 people, is a nice packet of gnocchi that's just needs to be added to boiling water, and that comes up really well. And as you see, that's not bulky, it's relatively light, and lots of energy to be having as we refuel ourselves. Throughout the day though, we also need to be refueling our bodies, and there's a real mixture of things that you can have. Nuts are excellent. The good thing about nuts is that it's a slow release energy throughout the day. Now these are almonds here that you can put in a little snap lock bag and have them as you're walking along, high in energy. You can have cashew nuts or peanuts, whatever suits you. Any dehydrated fruit is good. We've got some sultanas there. I enjoy the dehydrated apricots, packed full of energy, and a nice change just from the straight carbohydrates that come your way. You can also, for a boost of energy, as you're going along, have some lollies, remembering that don't rely on the lollies. These will give you a short boost of energy, but it'll give you a sugar high. The sugar is really good, and the old block of chocolate is good as well. It's always good to reward yourself at the end of the day with maybe a hot chocolate or a cup of tea as you sit and talk with your friends. If you've got a campfire, all the better, although at Wilson's Prom we won't have one. So may I recommend those principles and those foods to you as you prepare for your hike. Thanks for listening.